Very good evening, everybody. We'll start exactly in 5 minutes. Please settle down on a mat. Keep yourself comfortable. Listen to the healing music and gently close your eyes. We will start exactly in 5 minutes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our blood pressure reset. Thank you for patiently waiting. Just wanted the people to join so that we can start. Okay, so now, just can you please confirm before we start? Can you please confirm if you can see us and if you can hear us well? And all of y'all, if you can, it'll be best to turn on the video. So if you can see us and hear us well, please show your thumbs up. Perfect. That's great. It's very beautiful to see all of you. Welcome, everybody. So today, as you all know, is the first session of this blood pressure program. And we are so very excited because blood pressure, we saw so many people that joined and that interacted with us, and that they've been telling us a lot of their own experiences. And we really hope that this program really helps all of you to reset and to change or start a new chapter in your life. So, today we are going to be starting off with an introduction. So, today will be primarily introduction, and we're also going to be learning the warm ups if time permits. And from tomorrow, the classes will start 6 o'clock in the morning. And from tomorrow, we will get into the full fledged asana and pranayama practice, which is going to help us reset the blood pressure and in general pave way for a good and a healthy life. So today is going to be an introduction because what is very important is we have to understand why we are doing what we are doing. So today is going to be introduction about what blood pressure is, what are the lifestyle aspects that we have to follow, what, because just by doing asanas and pranayama, we are not going to heal ourselves completely. 100% lifestyle changes along with asana and pranayama will help in keeping your blood pressure under control and will help in reversing it as soon as possible. So this is what we're going to do today. So first up, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Nishta and he is Vishnu. We are husband and wife. And for us, yoga has been more than a passion. Both of us have alternate careers and we have a family business by profession. But yoga has given us so much in our life. Both of us were also going through a lot of stress, a lot of digestive disorders, autoimmune conditions. And we realized that just by taking some medicines, it can fix the symptoms. But for a long term healing and complete recovery and reset, it is very important to have a foolproof solution that heals from the root of the cause. So that is why we started yoga. And for us, we just felt that whatever happiness or whatever benefits we have experienced as a couple, we wanted to take it to more and more people like you. And that is why we are here doing this blood pressure program. Thank you so much for taking your time for joining. Vishnu?
So, very good evening and welcome all of you to our program. Uh, how many of us, whoever has the access to video, please turn on your video so you're able to participate actively in each and every one of the slides and session and answer our questions. Uh, I used to do yoga during my school days. I was a champion of yoga for 5 years in a row from my 6th grade to 11th grade and then stopped doing it for another 6 7 years, and then after that once again started the same. And then we both of us are TTC trained yoga instructors and have overcome a lot of challenges and health related conditions that we ourselves were facing, not just with medications alone, but also with yoga, and are now completely recovered. And we have done the digestion reset program a couple of weeks ago. And a few of them are practicing it on a regular basis. And right now, we are here doing the blood pressure related program to keep your blood pressure under control. And we are going to see over the next 5 days uh, the step-by-step process that you can follow every day and the different things that you can incorporate in your life, including your diet, sleep, and other lifestyle related changes in order to reduce your stress levels and keep your blood pressure under control.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so now that we've known about us, we've seen about us, we would like to definitely know about all of you. And like I already said, today is going to be an interactive session because only understanding the science of what we are doing, our mind will believe in it. And only if our mind believes in it, we can commit to this with discipline and we can see a change. If we do not even believe in whatever we are doing, then nothing, we are not going to practice it and we're not going to be seeing any change. So today is going to be an introduction session, where we're going to be speaking about the science of healing blood pressure through yoga and pranayama. So today we will request you for a lot of interaction. Of course, you won't be able to unmute and speak, but you can always access the chat box and you can type yes, no, and you can participate in whatever way possible to let us know what you feel because we want to know more and more about you. So now that we are done with our introductions, we would like to know about you. Can you quickly, in the chat screen, can you quickly post the reason, one single reason why you have joined this program? Is it because of anything? It can be because of your need to cure blood pressure, to keep it under control. You might be stressed about your blood pressure. It can be anything. But if all of y'all can take 1 minute and type in the chat box the different reasons why you have joined this program, it will be great. So take a moment to just type in the chat box, please. Okay, cure blood pressure if possible. Blood pressure. That's great. We'll wait for 2 more minutes until people respond and share. Reset HPP, cure blood pressure. Need to cure blood pressure. Thank you so much for all of your participation. Definitely. So all of them, BP 140 need to decrease. All of them have consistently said that they have joined mainly for blood pressure and reset it if possible to maintain BP level without medicine, of course. Okay. So, as you all know, 100%, we want to say that, of course, BP is one issue which, over a long period, it's not just because of, you can't say it is only because of stress or it is only because of a certain thing that we have blood pressure. Blood pressure usually comes because of a variety of reasons, which we're going to be discussing shortly. And I can say with confidence that if we are sticking to a routine and if we are able to follow discipline, 100% BP reset is possible, and at least you can go into a lifestyle where you can say that I am in control of my blood pressure. You might not be able to immediately stop or reverse your medication, but slowly but steadily you can reduce the dosage of your medication, and eventually if you continue the practice, we can even reset BP. So that is the affirmation and that is the positive note with which I want to start the session. It is possible if we just believe it. Like I always say, 50% of the disease is in the mind and 50% of the disease is physical. So physically, we are doing all kinds of things with pranayama, with asanas to reset, but 50% you have to believe in it. You have to believe that this is going to get solved and you are going to take every initiative to cure BP. So that is definitely in our hands. Okay?
So I would like every one of you who believe that this is possible to type 100%, 100% in the chat box, because even the 99.9% belief is still doubtful, right? So if you believe this next 5 days will heal you and you will take charge of your blood pressure, please put 100% as we begin this session on day one with utmost belief without any tinge of doubt.
Thank you. Thank you, Prachi. Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you, Premalata. You have said 100%. And it is said by researchers. Okay. I want to share a fun fact with you. Even if you believe or even if you want something 99.9%, there is a great chance it will not happen because there are two parts of your brain. Okay. There is something called the subconscious brain and there is something called the conscious brain. Okay. The subconscious brain processes information at 11 million bits per second and conscious brain is only processing at 40 to 50 bits per second. Okay. So your subconscious is a million times faster than your conscious brain. So if you want something to happen, the only trick is you should not believe 90%, you should not believe 95%, not even 99%. You should believe 100% that you can do it. And just by believing 100% that you can do it, you 100% will do it. Okay. So this is a small trick that I want to start off, not just with reversing BP, anything in life. You want to attract abundance, you want to fix a relationship with somebody, you want to cure your illness, anything. Believe in it 100% and start that 100%, you will be able to do it. So, on that note, we will move on to the session today. So for today's session, you will need a notebook and a pen because there'll be a lot of lifestyle hacks, a lot of things that we're going to be explaining to you. You will need a bottle of water. Please keep it near you. You will need a yoga mat if we are doing the warm-ups and a bowl of fruits as promised. We're going to be doing a beautiful mindful eating activity because fundamentally our body is perfectly fine. We all know that, right? God has blessed us, the universe has blessed us with a perfect body. Only three things, right? Our body needs good sleep and good rest. It needs good, healthy, clean water and healthy food. So, if we are able to just give these three things and, of course, exercises, if we're able to do these three, four things properly, the body has everything in it to take care of itself. Only when there is an imbalance in this, then the body goes for a mess up and then we tend to have all the problems. In today's world, none of us focus on we focus on eating healthy food. We are looking at protein, we are looking at labels and we are reading labels, but none of us are focusing on mindfully eating that food, thanking that food. How many people are looking at the plate, thanking 15 minutes without distraction? How many people are able to give time to our food? Not many, right? I'm sure this is something that all of us, including us, are facing on a day-to-day basis. So we're going to be doing a mindful eating activity just to remind you again. I'm sure all of you all know about this, but just to remind you again that all of what we are doing in our life, let it be all the money that we are earning, all the hard work we are doing, it is for that meal, it is for that plate of food. That's it. End of the day, we have this plate of food, and that's all. Where we basically, to live, we need food, we need water, we need very little things. But forgetting that, we are not even spending, or we are not mindfully eating our food. So we're going to be doing a practice of mindful eating today. Okay, so before we go in, I just want to start off with some testimonials on some feedback that we've received for the BP protocol that we teach our students. So a lot of people have said that just by doing, just a lot of people have questioned breathing, say, kya hoga, what will happen through breathing? But after the first session itself, they felt that their body was calming down, their stress was completely, they felt that they were able to manage their stress better. And because they were able to manage their stress better, their BP levels was in control. And usually, a lot of people said that usually they are fine in the mornings, but they go to the office, their BP shoots up suddenly. And during the midday, during a hectic work, with a hectic work schedule, their BP shoots up. And by learning breathing, they are able to snap back into that calmness, into that state of reset immediately. So this is all the feedback that we've received, that because of breath, this a lot of people have felt better. And I just want to remind that by learning these practices and adopting it in your everyday life, you will definitely be able to feel better just by breathing and asanas. And there are some publishers who've published, like Medical News Today. These are all very renowned publishers. They've all said that blood pressure blood pressure can be controlled by daily breathing, and daily breathing can lower blood pressure and reduce the risk. So there are so many articles that tells us that there is a close relationship between blood pressure and breathing and ancient sciences. Because for the human mind today, we are all people who believe in facts, figures, statistics. So the statistics, facts, figures, and research tells us that blood pressure can definitely be kept under control, can be reversed, in fact, by practicing regular breathing. So for the next 5 days, this is going to be our agenda. So today we're going to be having general introduction. We're going to have lifestyle changes. We're going to discuss lifestyle changes in detail. Then we're also going to practice the MBA warm-up. So whatever you'll be learning will be having a prefix of MBA. So MBA is the curriculum that we have devised. So we will learn an MBA warm-up today, which you will do every day before starting the pranayama and asana practice. Okay. And today, from tomorrow, like I already told you, we'll have a morning session. In the morning session, we will do a warm up every day. Tomorrow and day after, we will learn 2 breathwork practices tomorrow and 3 asanas tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, again, we will learn 2 breathwork practices and 3 asanas. So your entire routine will have 4 breathwork practices and 6 asanas in total. Okay. So we will learn the new asanas and pranayama tomorrow and day after. And on day 4, we will practice the entire routine together. So we will give instruction, and along with us, you will do the entire routine together. And on day 5, we will be revisiting all the lifestyle changes and all the pointers that we've discussed. We'll have a doubt clarification session, and we will also do a visualization exercise. So this is how our blood pressure routine is going to be, which you're going to be learning over the next 5 days. You can make a note of it. So every day we'll have one section of warm up, which is a 10-minute routine. We're going to be practicing the warm up today. And after the warm up, we will teach you four pranayama exercises and 6 asanas that you will be doing for 30 minutes. In that 30 minutes, we will try to complete the 4 pranayama and 6 asanas. And after that, we are going to also teach you a patented technique. It is called a magic healing visualization. Like I already told you, I don't know how many of you all have heard about manifestation, how many of you all have heard about visualization. But when you actively reprogram your subconscious mind and when you actively strongly visualize for something, it will definitely happen. And this is proven by a lot of psychiatrists, a lot of researchers, that when you deeply manifest, when you deeply visualize, you will see it happen in your life. And this is a patented process. The patented process is something that we're going to teach you. And through that patented process and visualization, you can definitely reverse your condition. So your routine will include 10 minutes warm up, 30 minutes asana pranayama, and 10 minutes of magic healing visualization, which we are going to be learning tomorrow. All right. Like I already told you, we have to believe in it 100%. And I'm sure all of you, I'm seeing all of you, I'm sure all of you are with us, and all of you have already given us an affirmation that 100% we are in this together and we are going to cure and combat BP together. Okay, that's a affirmation from our side.
So as we get into the different lifestyle reasons why we get BP and the changes that we are recommending, and also doing the warm-up routine for today, we would like to state here we are not doctors, and anybody having any serious conditions that is urgent needs to be treated by a professional doctor. And our efforts are generally aimed at addressing the root cause and the long-term consequences and cure, and how do you sustain it with just your lifestyle changes and the practices that we are going to teach you, which you can follow through every day after the 5 days is over. So what are the most common reasons you all think we get blood pressure? There are so many reasons, obviously stress being one of the topmost. So can you post just every one of you, can you type in the chat box, what are the reasons? Why do you think we are getting blood pressure?
From now, the participative part of the session begins. So we are counting on each one of your experiences. Why do you think blood pressure happens in the first place? What is your feeling? Anybody, that it's a no judgment zone. Don't feel shy to post.
Okay.
Premalata says stress. Shrikant says hardening of arteries. Kalai Selvi says stress, age. Stress, tension, overweight. Absolutely, absolutely. Stress, stress. All of y'all, I think in today's
I think almost
yeah,
everybody posted stress.
but that's actually the
That
single
is
most
actually
reason.
the truth. Essentially, what is stress? If we look deeply into what is stress, before a few hundred years, when we approach a tiger or an animal that is dangerous, there is a sudden response within our chemical cocktail within the body that we have to run very fast. Today, there is neither any danger or tigers or external influences that is causing stress, uh, and it is largely inflicted by us when we look at our bank balances or probably our exam scores or the promotions or the results we get, or our boss or our superiors scolding us, or our clients in our day-to-day business not honoring their commitment, or our team members not honoring the commitment, right? So these are day-to-day circumstances, day-to-day life events that every one of us face. Instead of analyzing it and responding to it, what do? We end up jumping into a quick conclusion and react. And as a part of that reaction, what happens? We either get frustrated, or we get angry, or we develop a sense of fear within our body that manifests as stress within the body by secreting certain hormones that are tightening your muscles and impairing the way that blood gets passed throughout your whole body. And eventually, once that gets habituated over and over and over again, every day before we go to sleep, I think whenever we switch on the television, it's only heated debates that are happening, and in between family members, two people fighting about okay, who is right and who is wrong, right? So the day-to-day life that generally people are all leading has led us to habituating stress as a way of life and habituating reaction and heated debates and heated arguments is a way of life. Like everybody must have a judgment or an opinion towards a certain thing, right? I cannot be neutral. I either have to support it or reject it. So this is not so conducive for the body, the poor body and mind that prefers peace, joy, happiness, and bliss. You are constantly putting it through a lot of ups and downs and lot of ups and downs. Then once it gets habituated, the body's blood pressure or the response mechanism automatically triggers different diseases, out of which blood pressure is one core aspect of it. How many of you agree? And the way we reverse it is by learning how to respond instead of react.
Absolutely. I think that's the in today's life, stress has become a commonplace. Like, we do everything with stress. This chronic stress is not even like we have stress in different parts of the day. There's chronic stress throughout about everything that we are doing. And we're definitely going to look at it in detail. So, first and foremost, right? Though a lot of people said stress is the number one reason, today, yes, lifestyle. As you know, earlier, not a lot of people had diabetes, BP, but today we are seeing that everybody, when they're entering 30, 35, they are having a case of BP and diabetes. And the reason is there is increased amount of junk food, there is increased amount of unhealthy eating practices, and there is increased amount of stress. So these are the three common lifestyle reasons for BP. But now let's look at the other reasons for why there is blood pressure in the first place and how this program is going to help you overcome these reasons. Okay. So the first thing is unhealthy diet. Okay. Too much salt in the diet is the major one. And for too much salt, you might say, no, I'm not putting so much salt in my food. I'm having all kinds of control. But today's packed food, everything comes with preservatives and salt. And without salt, salt is it's a preserving agent. And without salt, without the masalas, without the preservatives, none of the packed food is made. And even consuming that creates an increase in the salt levels in your body. And this salt is one of the major reasons for that pressure. So, how this works is when there is so much salt in your body tends to hold on to more water. And when there is more water in the body, the volume of the blood that is being circulated, the pressure at which the blood is getting circulated increases, and this causes blood pressure. So, to counteract this, the best is, as you all know, there is a DASH protocol, the protocol that is the best for BP. So we will have to eat a lot of potassium, and we will discuss about DASH protocol in detail after a few slides. But unhealthy diet is not just salt. In general, junk food, unhealthy diet, any diet that increases the blood flow, I mean thickens the blood, increases the blood cholesterol levels, can also contribute to BP. This is just the pressure at which the blood flows through your arteries and veins. So if the blood becomes thicker, if there's more cholesterol, if there's deposition in your arteries or veins, then the pressure will automatically increase because the blood has to flow through your arteries and veins, and in turn cause BP. So high fatty food, high salt food, packed food are all one of the major culprits causing BP. Having it, you might say, I'm having it in very little quantities, but regular consumption of it over a long time, along with stress, can quickly react together and cause blood pressure. So, next is lack of physical activity. What happens when there is a lack of physical activity? When there is a lack of physical activity, there is increased weight gain. There is no metabolism, there is no proper excretion. Your cholesterol deposition is increasing day after day after day, and then that cholesterol deposit, along with your improper digestion, leads to obesity. And when obesity happens, what happens? The logic is very simple. Increased body mass, when your weight increases, there is more blood volume that has to go through the same arteries and veins. Just because your body is growing bigger, that doesn't mean your arteries and veins are also expanding equally, correct? But to feed your increasing demand of your body's mass, because your body is grown bigger, more blood has to be passed, and more blood volume has to go through the same arteries and veins. The only way the body can do this is by increasing the pressure of the blood flow through your arteries and veins, which basically causes high BP. So that is why obesity or increase suddenly, if somebody puts on too much weight, the risk of blood pressure for them is very high. Okay. So how we are going to help it is, first of all, we are going to tell you what is the best food for the body. We're going to give you a healing protocol, an amazing food, how to eat, what to eat protocol to ensure that your body is in a happy and a healthy condition. Okay. And then we are going to, in the program, we are also going to, of course, we're going to activate you through pranayama and yoga and a lot of practices which will help you have a good physical activity and which will help you combat a sedentary lifestyle. Okay. Now, I just want to ask you a question. We've been telling about unhealthy diet. Has anybody tried a diet, or does anybody know what is the best diet for the human body? Does anybody have an answer to this question? You can post in the chat box. What is the best diet, not just for blood pressure, not the DASH protocol. I'm not talking about the DASH protocol. Can anybody talk about the best diet for a human body? Vegetarian diet. Okay, definitely. Vegetarian diet. We will speak about why vegetarian people who are eating non-vegetarian. No problem. We will definitely speak about why vegetarian diet is good for the body. Can anybody else tell specifically in vegetarian diet what is the best diet for a healthy body? Light foods which is easily digested. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they say that, I don't know if you've heard this, they say that the body has a healing power, right? So if the food, most of our time, we are constantly eating. We're constantly eating in the morning, we're eating in the afternoon, mid-meal, 11 o'clock we are eating, evening 4 o'clock, one tea and one snacks will go inside. 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock we will eat dinner. So constantly our body is working, 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 and all the energy of the body is being used up in your digestion. When the body is using all its energy in digestion, what is happening is that the body does not have the energy, or it does not have the space to activate the healing power which is there in the body. Our body has all the healing power it needs to heal itself. But what's happening is we are not giving the body any time to release the healing power. Constantly throughout the day, we're eating or we are doing something, we are working, we are walking, we are running, we are distracting ourselves, we are stressed. So our body is continuously occupied. So eating easily digested food, like Dr. Kalai Selvi says, our body can unlock its healing power and our body will be able to heal it very easily. Anybody else? What is the diet for our body? What is the good diet? So we said it's vegetarian diet, light foods, both are the right answer. But there's a specific term to it. It's been buzzing everywhere last few days. And I'll tell you what that is. It's called the sattvic food. I'm not sure how many people have heard about this term sattvic food. Perfect. Shrikant has gotten it. Sattvic food. So sattvic food is that one term, that golden term that we're going to discuss about in detail right now. Okay? In just shortly. So, like we already discussed, unhealthy diet is the single most important reason. Lack of physical activity is the second important reason. The third important reason, again, it's linked to the lack of physical activity, being overweight or obese. Extra body weight puts more strain on your heart. Fat tissues produce hormones called angiotensin and aldosterone and chemicals that increase blood pressure. So, basically, if there is more fat in your body, there are two hormones which are produced, and these two hormones can increase your blood pressure directly. So, obesity or overweight is the single most reason why we might be having blood pressure. And we all know the fourth reason, excessive alcohol or smoking. Alcohol, basically, there are two parts to blood pressure. One is a physiological component, the strain that the body, the strain that the hormones put on the heart and the pumping of the blood is one reason. The second reason is psychological, it is more mental. Basically, what happens when you're consuming alcohol or when you're consuming cigarette? Your sympathetic, there are two types of nervous systems in our body. There is a parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for your rest and digest mode, which keeps you calm, which keeps you stress free. And there is a sympathetic nervous system, which is your voluntary nervous system, which is taking care of all of the activities that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So when the voluntary nervous system is excessively triggered, then it can shoot up your BP. That is why when you're stressed or when you're consuming more alcohol or when you're smoking, your voluntary, your sympathetic nervous system is activated. And because of this, as a stress response, your blood pressure increases. Again, now how are we going to overcome this? Through the asanas. It'll be a slow, it's not like your cardio where immediately you burn your fat or you immediately reset your body weight, but slowly but steadily, because of yoga and breathing, 100% it helps in the consistent regularized burning of your fat and regularized reduction of your body weight. So that's how we are going to be addressing these two issues. And coming to the most important cause, stress. Chronic stress may contribute to high blood pressure. So basically, when you're stressed, there is a hormone that is called adrenaline and cortisol that is being released into your bloodstream. And what do these two hormones do? They immediately come and activate. So, like Vishnu was already saying, earlier, back in the days, this cortisol was very important, this adrenaline was very important because when we see an animal, we have to run. We have to run away and we have to save ourselves. But today we don't need it. We are not chasing, tigers are not chasing us. We're not living in any forest. But even though our situations have changed, but our hormones still remain the same. So now, unnecessarily, if your adrenaline or cortisol is getting released in the body, it sends a trigger to your sympathetic, to your voluntary nervous system, and suddenly your BP shoots up. Your BP gets, your body itself gets confused, and then you are subjected to chronic BP. This is what happens. Again, genetic and family history can also be a contributing factor for BP. But stress is something which is contributing to a lot of people, even though they don't have it genetically, it's contributing to BP in a lot of people. Breathing directly helps in regulating happy hormones. It helps in releasing a lot of peaceful hormones, and this peaceful hormones over the period of time will naturally make you a more calmer and a peaceful person, restoring balance and curbing stress. So that's how our pranayama practices are going to help you release stress and are going to help you calm your body. And finally, there are some age-related factors, and but even the age-related factors, as per our understanding, if you're able to consistently keep your body healthier, if you're able to give your body enough oxygen, oxygen is the key. Oxygen is like a golden mantra. If you're able to give your body enough oxygen, the body can actually do all the metabolic functions in the best way possible. And right now, I don't know if how many of you all have heard, there is something called the oxygen therapy. There's something called the ozone therapy. There's something called inhaling pure oxygen. So they are saying that they're going to charge 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees per session. If you inhale pure oxygen, they say that you can reverse your aging. You can reduce your age. Your metabolical, your physical age can actually, your biological age can actually reduce. There are lots of scientific claims saying that just by increasing the amount of oxygen you're giving to your body, you can reverse aging. And that is why is this happening? Through pranayama, when we are also going to be doing pranayama, through which we are going to be increasing the amount of oxygen we are supplying into our body. And by increasing the amount of oxygen we are supplying into our body, we will ensure all the organs are working to its optimum level. And this is basically done, so even though you're aging, you are counteracting the aging process by giving body enough oxygen. So again, age is the common reason for blood pressure. But if you are practicing yoga, if you're practicing pranayama, if you're sleeping well, if you're eating well, then age is definitely not a concern. Age is just a number. So these are the core reasons why you might be having blood pressure. And there might be other conditions, there might be thyroid, like other medical conditions which might be causing blood pressure. In these cases, it is definitely best to check with your doctor. But a 70 to 80% is all in our hands. Obesity, overweight, stress, age, food habits, these are all in our hands. So if we are able to combat, there is a 80% chance. There is a 80% chance that your blood pressure can 100% be reversed, because it is not always medical. It is mainly your lifestyle that is causing you blood pressure. I hope we are understanding and we are agreeing with this. Now we're going to move on to a certain hacks, certain quick, I'm sure all of you know about these approaches, but we're going to be discussing a few things that can help you curb your blood pressure. Now is time for you to share what are you doing? What are you doing to curb your blood pressure? What has worked out well for you? Are you all following any lifestyle practices to curb your blood pressure on an everyday basis? What do you think is the most important thing to do or to incorporate in your lifestyle which can curb your blood pressure? You can please type in the chat box. Yoga, okay. Breathing, definitely. Yoga, breathing, all of this. So, all of you all definitely know about the impact of yoga breathing. Definitely. Avoiding sugar and packed food, deep breathing. You're right, 100%. That's great. So we will keep getting more responses and we will read the responses once we have more. But you're absolutely right. The first and the most important thing, like we already said, is the food you're eating is causing you blood pressure, right? And today's world, even though you're eating the cleanest food, Unfortunately, the soil is polluted, the air is polluted. So, what we're eating is not the cleanest food. So, in such a scenario, we have to consciously take efforts from our side to eat good food. So, first is having a blood pressure friendly diet, which is a DASH protocol. So, for a DASH protocol, most of you all must already be knowing. First, we'll talk about the DASH protocol, then we'll talk about the Sattvic food. Okay. So, for the DASH protocol, a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, very, very important. Whole grains, millets, and brown rice, very important. Low fat dairy, something easy to digest. So the trick is to eat things that has a lot of fiber, that helps in easy digestion, that helps in cleansing your body and keeping it without any stress. So lots of fresh fruits, whole grains, low fat dairy, lean proteins, nuts and seeds. These are all the single most important thing that you have to increase in your diet. So we will also help you if you need to curate a diet plan for yourself and to follow a diet plan. So focus on adding all of this into your food and ensuring that you're reducing salt, sugary drinks, red and processed meat, and saturated fats. Because all of this, like we already saw, this will increase the blood volume, and increase of blood volume, increase of cholesterol levels in your blood will increase the pressure of the blood flowing through your veins, and it is going to cause you BP. So salt, sugary drinks, red and processed meat, saturated fats should be avoided, and focus on vegetables, fruits, millets, grains, low fat dairy, lean protein, and nuts and seeds. Right? So this is the first thing that we all have to do. The second thing is reduce sodium intake. So we all have to watch. We also asked a question in the group, how many people are watching your sodium intake? More than 60-70% had told that you're all watching your sodium intake, which is great. Continue watching your sodium intake. But if you feel that you're not doing enough, then please actively take measures to watch your sodium intake. Keep a note. Understand how much portions of sodium is there in different foods that you're eating. Definitely changing the way you're eating will have a deep impact on your blood pressure levels. And some people might say that without salt, I'm not able to eat the food. Limit the salt, add herbs, add lemon, add garlic, add other garnishings to make it flavorful, make it tasty, but at the same time to limit your salt. And salt is it's a very beautiful thing, because the more you get used to having less salt, then you can't even increase your salt in your food. Even honestly, even we have reduced salt in our food by a drastic amount in the last 1-2 years. Initially, it was hard, but the more we got used to it, I think we love our food like that. And it is actually, we're able to see that change in our body. So reduce sodium intake. Third is to be physically active. Definitely 30 to 45 minutes of any kind of workout, brisk walking, yoga, pranayama, all of this will definitely help. Fourth is practice stress reduction techniques, which we're going to be helping you, which we're going to be teaching you. We're going to be teaching you lots of pranayama techniques, which directly focuses on reducing your stress and combating your BP. So this is a summary chart. We will send this to you on the group, so you can just quickly note this down on an everyday basis. Ensure you are able to incorporate each of this into your everyday life. So basically, following a DASH diet, reducing the salt in your overall food intake, exercise, stress reduction, weight loss, and better sleep. So if we are able to follow and incorporate these things into our daily life, your BP will definitely, as you already are seeing in the screen here, it can reduce up to 8 to 14 mm, 5 to 6 mm. So each of the things, just by following a DASH diet, you can reduce your BP by 8 to 14 mm. So just by stress reduction really helps a lot in managing your blood pressure throughout the day. So everything has its own plus, own pros. So just by following these simple things in your everyday life, you will be able to naturally regulate your BP to a great extent. Now we're moving on to Sattvic food. So we'll move on quickly into the Sattvic food. And if you have any doubts, we can get on one-on-one. We can also ask doubts in the group and we'll be able to resolve it for you. Like I already said, the best food for the body and the mind is Sattvic food. Why Sattvic food? Because Sattvic food helps in better digestion. It helps in lowering obesity. It helps in better hormonal balance and helps in increased life expectancy. Why not? Why not non-vegetarian food is something that people ask. Simple. Our body, our human body is just not designed for meat. Why am I saying this? An animal, if you take an animal like a tiger or a lion, their digestive system is only 3 times longer than their body height. But in human beings, our digestive system is 12 times longer than our body height. Okay. So now I'm just going to ask you a quick question. Okay. So there are two plates that I give you. One plate has chicken, one meat, and one plate has apple. Okay. So what do you think after 12 hours? What do you think will happen to the chicken? And what do you think will happen to the apple? It's obvious here, you can share your feedback, but it's obvious that the chicken is going to get rotten if you're going to keep 12 hours in front of you, but the apple will stay fresh even after 12 hours. This is a simple logic of what is happening to meat inside your body. Because it's taking at least 8 to 12 hours, or in some cases more, to digest meat, it goes and rots in your digestive system, and that's not going to be digested well or absorbed well by your body. So that is why we generally say that human anatomy is not made for meat, and just by eating simpler vegetarian sattvic food, our body can heal better.
So there are different types of sattvic food that we can eat. And with all that we looked into now, it is not like, okay, you have to keep the non-vegetarian food out of the picture. The way the non-vegetarian food, like chicken or any other meat that is made or produced today, comes with a lot of hormonal injections and modified feed that is fed to the poultry and the cattle, right? It's not organically grown. And secondly, the nature of our consumption of this meat is not like how they do it in Europe or America, where we deeply fry it with so much oil, so much of salt, and things embedded into it to make it spicy and tasty, right? So be watchful of how much you're consuming and try to reduce your intake, particularly when you're combating and working on reversing your blood pressure. So the sattvic food, what constitutes a sattvic food is what we are looking at right now. So the first thing you have to ask before you consume something, and the first test is whether it is juicy, fatty, and wholesome, right? Most of the fruits are largely juicy, and the amount of water content that is there in any fruit or vegetable makes it juicy, right? And makes it plumpy and not rotten or not thin, right? And wholesome meaning natural and organic, and mild, naturally tasteful and sweet. Something like banana obviously is naturally tasty and mild and also sweet, right? And thirdly, the third way we look at it is grains. Grains are actually alive. They are essentially nothing but seeds, right? From each and every one of the grain, it has its own potential to grow into a harvest, right? So any pulses, beans, grains, or vegetable or fruit seeds that you have are actually live, and they have life in it, right? And they just generally, if it's rice or wheat, they don't expire and they are always alive. And even milk. But be watchful about the kind of milk you're consuming. Ensure it is not processed and it is fresh. Because most of the milk that is sold in the shops today are processed and is pasteurized in such a way that it doesn't even expire for 30 days or 60 days, right? So be watchful of that and try to consume fresh milk. And anything that is prepared fresh and eaten fresh without reheating, right? When we go and eat in restaurants, there is no guarantee that the food that is served on our platter is fresh in nature. In most of the five-star hotels, I have myself seen people reheating and keeping it in the freezers and once again reheating. And even in fast food restaurants, including Subway or KFC or McDonald's, most of the food that is served is actually frozen, and it loses its inherent tendencies, the nature of the food, when it's frozen and kept there for several months or years and then again reheated and served on the platter. So ensure you try to eat something that is fresh and instant, and do not store it until it turns stale, or freeze and reheat it. And then something that is easy to digest. So anything that has 70% water content and that is easy to digest would be good for your body, combating blood pressure. So make sure you watch out for things like sugar, the refined nature of food, and try to avoid both of them. Even the sugar that we eat today is refined, right? Try to limit as much intake of sugar as possible and try to keep it natural, like jaggery, for instance, right? And even the other aspects of refined items can be refined oil, refined wheat, right? Like which is maida, and palm oil, which is there as a part of most of the packaged foods. So try to avoid them. And something that is smooth and delicious. So this is also what you watch out for before concluding whether it is sattvic or not. Some of the Rajasic foods are generally pungent, sour, salty, and astringent. So it's not like it's so bad to have it. You have to have it in moderation. Even things like onions, garlic are Rajasic in nature. That can lead to a lot of stress or strain in the body within, and can cause sickness. So it actually makes one hyperactive and restless. And the attributes of anger and irritation can be made directly to the Rajasic foods that we consume. And lastly, the tamasic foods, which we would preferably avoid during this course of this routine and session, is stale, tasteless, smelly, and not first-hand nutrition that we are getting. Anything that is consumed through meat is definitely second-hand. You're not eating the fresh, leafy, greeny, or seeds that is directly from nature. You're eating something that is not alive, that is already dead. Right? So this can cause mental lethargy, muddled thinking, and a loss of orientation. And also, any food that is left over, that is also preserved, constitutes to become a tamasic food. So let us avoid these tamasic foods during our routine.
So now we'll look at, so now we've spoken about the nature of what sattvic food is, what rajasic food is, and what tamasic food is. So we just want to give you some examples to give you an indication of what sattvic, what rajasic, and what tamasic food is. Okay. So like we already said, we can't completely avoid, or we don't have to completely avoid rajasic food and tamasic food. We can limit it. Okay. Now coming to sattvic food, fruits, vegetables, unpolished grains, pulses, nuts, seeds, herbs, natural sweeteners like honey. Honey is the best sattvic food. Dairy products in moderation. So all of this will come under sattvic food. When you see sattvic food itself, you will know that your stomach will feel very happy. Your tongue might not feel happy, but your stomach will feel very happy. And the more you start eating sattvic food, trust me, you will stop liking any other food because your entire body will feel so light and so energetic all the time because you're directly getting the energy of the sun, energy of the universe, energy of the direct live food into your body. It's not secondhand nutrition, right? So this is what is ripe, whole. So fruits and vegetables are all ripe. They have a lot of water. They are juicy. They are wholesome. So this is what constitutes sattvic food. Now you can make a note of rajasic food. Rajasic food usually in our food we all have a lot of onions and lots of garlic. So onion and garlic. That's why a lot of communities avoid onion and garlic because the onion and garlic tend to mess with your mind. And especially for a blood pressure protocol, Rajasic food is to be avoided because Rajasic food, they irritate your body. They make your body restless. So even if you're feeling very calm, if you eat sattvic food for 10 days and 11th day, if you put Rajasic food into your body, you will be able to feel that perfect difference. Your body will feel restless. Your body will feel very agitated. Your body is going to feel stressed about everything. So onion, garlic, chilies, tobacco, coffee, tea. Coffee and tea stimulates your body, so it is Rajasic in nature. You don't have to completely curtail, but start limiting and watching on your tea and coffee intake. If you're having 4 cups of coffee per day, reduce it to one, reduce it to two, and slowly stop. Do away with tea and coffee. There are so many alternatives today. There is lots of herbal teas, lots of herbal coffees that's available in the market. Try to slowly switch to a better alternative. Refined sugar, soft drinks, and pungent spices. All of this are Rajasic in nature. Anything which is spicy, which is irritating, you might love the taste, but when it goes inside, you will feel like, okay, this is not the best food for my stomach. So, all of this is Rajasic in nature. Now, coming to Tamasic food. Tamasic food is something which makes you feel very lethargic. When I say lethargy, Sunday afternoon we will eat one biryani, right? We will eat it with so much passion. But after that biryani, I'm sure all of y'all can recall that we all will feel like going and nicely sleeping, because tamasic food will make your mind, it will make your mind very stable. You will not have any kind of freshness, you will not have energy in your body. It will make you feel very sleepy, it will make you feel very dull, it will make you feel very ignorant. So if any food is making you sleepy and tired, then you should know that it is rajasic food. Usually, when we eat in the hotels, no matter how healthy it is usually tamasic in nature, because it definitely has a lot of, it is reheated, it is not fresh, it is not made newly. Because of this, it is stale and it creates lots of lethargy and lots of laziness in your body. So, meat, fish, all intoxicants, the overripe, even in fruits, if the fruit is too ripe or if the fruit is unripe, it is tamasic. Leftover food, preserved food, pickles, something that you store for a very long time, all of this constitutes under tamasic food. So now we have seen what examples are there for sattvic, what examples are there in rajasic and tamasic. So we have to take lots of sattvic food, limit rajasic and limit tamasic food. I hope this is clear so far. Now, it's not just about eating all these healthy things. How to eat this healthy things becomes a very important thing. So once we finish how to eat this healthy thing, we will start with the warm-ups quickly. So I'll quickly run through this slide. So eating, it's not just about eating fruits and vegetables, but how do you eat really matters, and how do you instruct your body to digest that food and to absorb that nutrients really matters. So first of all, no matter what we are doing in our life, no matter how busy our life is, let's first take that 15 to 20 minutes separately for our food. When we eat our food, first of all, you all start following it, and you please make everybody in your house follow it, because we are earning all the money in our life for this plate of food. If that food we cannot eat in calm, and if we cannot eat peacefully, then what else is there in life? And how many of us actually spend that time on food? None of us today. Most of them, we don't even have time to think about our food. We just, on one hand, we have a phone, on one hand, we have the plate. We just eat something for the sake of eating and we run away. So, the first thing is say thanks to your food before you eat it. Because one day without food, we all know how hard it is. Our body struggles, our mind struggles. Why one day, one meal, we go crazy without food? So imagine how grateful we have to be for getting this amazing food, how blessed we are to get healthy food on our plate. So please thank your food before you eat your food. The next is, in our body, there are two kinds of mode, which we've already discussed. There is something called the flight or the fight mode, which you are constantly, when you're working, when you're constantly thinking, when you are very busy, then you are in the flight and fight mode, where your sympathetic or your voluntary nervous system is active. But when you have to eat, your body has to go into a rest and digest mode. Because rest and digest mode is when your body is naturally secreting hormones which are required for your digestion. So, if your body is not in the rest and digest mode, and no matter what kind of healthy food you eat, it will not be absorbed in your body. So, it is actually waste if you're not focusing on your food, if you're not in that rest and digest mode. No matter what best superfoods you bring from America, you bring from Australia, you eat the best of foods, it's of no use because it will not be absorbed into your body. So, always when we eat, we should get into a rest and digest mode to eat in a peaceful atmosphere. The next is we have to avoid excessive spice, salt, and sourness in food, like we already discussed. We have to eat foods that digest fast, and to understand what foods digest fast, the food has to have at least a minimum 70% water content. So if the food is naturally juicy, watery, and has a lot of water content, it helps in digestion. Next, we should not eat too many types of foods together. Having two, three different varieties, having three, four different chutneys, again having one more starter. So having 10 different things on your plate to eat will confuse your body and will delay digestion. So avoid eating too many combinations of food. One balanced, healthy meal is okay, but too much every day is a problem. Eat slowly and savor the food. 24 times. If you can chew 24 times, half the digestion happens inside your mouth. The digestion process starts in your mouth, and your saliva has a lot of enzymes which helps in breaking down your food into simpler parts. So, when you savor the food and enjoy your food by chewing it 24 times, there's a better chance that your digestion is happening in a more holistic manner. Follow the 80-20 rule. The next point is follow the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule basically means that we should not eat until we are full until the throat. We should eat only up till 70 to 80% of our capacity, right? So how do you know 70 to 80% of the capacity? When you feel that you can eat one more idli, that is when you stop. When you feel that you can eat one more chapati or half more chapati, that is when you stop. So you stop eating when you are 70 to 80% full. The more you practice this, you will be able to understand this yourself. Most important rule is what I'm going to be speaking about right now. We have to eat before the sun sets. We're all thinking, we're all eating now at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We're sleeping at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, waking up 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So our body clock itself has changed. If you see all our elders at home and just 1, 2 generations prior, they used to do everything aligning with the sun. So before the sun sets, they will eat because there is a close relationship between the digestive fire, the agni that is getting produced in your stomach, and the sun. So when there is no sun, there is no point of eating because there is no digestive enzymes and you will not be able to digest your food. So eat at 6:30 or 7 at the latest. Fasting once a week really helps. It helps in detoxing your body. But if you're new to fasting, you don't have to start off completely. You don't have to just starve yourself. Slowly start with a fruit fast, and then you can go into a food fast. So fasting once a week helps. But if you're having a condition, if you're having irregulated diabetes or BP, high BP, low BP, then please check with your doctor before you can do fasting. But in normal conditions, fasting definitely helps. And if you eat 6:30 in the evening the previous day or 7 o'clock, and if you have your next meal at 10 a.m. in the next day, automatically there is a good 14 to 16 hours gap. And this 14 to 16 hours gap is very important for the digestive, for the healing power of your body to get activated. So night intermittent fasting, so eating before 6:30 and next day eating at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning is an excellent practice. Even fasting is not required. If you're able to follow this practice, then even fasting is not required. Every day you are naturally doing intermittent fasting. So these are the core aspects for you to follow in your everyday basis in the way you eat. And this itself will heal your body 100%. Okay. So now before we go for our mindful meal, we will start off with a little bit of warm up. We will do this warm up tomorrow also, but just for the starters, let us start with a little bit of warm up. Please find a comfortable place to sit down. Sit comfortably on your mats. Bring all your attention on your body. Close your eyes. You can place your hands on the thigh. Completely feel your body relaxed. Focus on your breath. Observe your breath. Inhale and exhale slowly. Continue focusing on your breath and gently open your eyes. We'll start off with neck stretches. For the neck stretches, you will have to look up and look down, but we are going to do along with the breath. So when you look up, you inhale, and when you look down, you exhale. Look up and inhale. Look down and exhale. Last 2 times, look up and inhale. Look down and exhale. Last time, look up and inhale. Look down and exhale. Release and relax. You can come to the center. Now we're gonna go for shoulder rotations. For shoulder rotations, extend your hands and place your hands on your shoulder. Okay. Now I'll just demonstrate it once. You will have to bring your elbows together and move it in a circular motion. So when you go from bottom to top, you inhale and you exhale when you go from top to bottom. So inhale when you're going from bottom to top and exhale when you're coming from top to bottom. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last two times. Inhale, exhale. This time. Inhale, exhale. Okay, we will do it anti-clockwise. Now from back, inhale, exhale. Feel relaxed when you're doing this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Release and relax. Now we're going to be moving for lung activation exercises. As you know, on a day-to-day basis, we are constantly doing a lot of activities like this. The way we are reading a book, we are using a mobile. So our lung, which is located here, has to expand, not just internally, but also externally. Even muscles should expand for you to actually inhale enough oxygen. So it is a recent study. We only use about 10% of our lungs. All of us know that 5 liter is our lung capacity, but on an everyday basis, we're only breathing in 500 milliliters. So we are underutilizing our lungs, and the main reason is because we are not breathing deep. One. Two, we are having a bad posture. All of us have a posture like this. When you have a posture like this, automatically the lung is not performing to its optimum capacity. We have to have our chest opened up, which automatically expands the lung muscles outside. Even your chest expands, your lung muscles expands, and the amount of oxygen you intake also increases. So activation of your chest muscles is very important. And now we're going to be doing lung activation, lung muscle activation exercises. You will interlock your fingers and you will place it above your head. So now when I say inhale, you will stretch your hands up. Exhale, place it back on your head. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, place it on your head. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, place it on your head. Last time, inhale, hands up. Exhale, place it on the head. So this particular exercise activates the upper lungs. Now we are going towards the middle and the lower lung. Okay. So now for the middle and the lower lung, you will have to interlock your fingers and place your hands on your chest. Okay. Now inhale, stretch your hands out and move your chest forward. Exhale, come back to your heart. When you do this, express love and gratitude to the entire world. Inhale, embrace the world. Exhale, come back to yourself. Inhale, embrace the world. Exhale, come back to yourself. Inhale, embrace the world. Exhale, come back to yourself. Last time. Inhale, embrace the world. Exhale, come back to yourself. Release and relax. We're going to the last practice for today. We'll do the detailed practice of warm-up tomorrow. So for this, you will have to place your hands behind your glutes, behind your butt. Okay? Now just see it once. You will have to push your chest forward, slowly arch back and continue breathing. Okay? So you will breathe for 5 seconds. Okay? Arch back, continue breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and relax slowly. Okay, so this is the basic warm-up. Tomorrow we will go into a detailed and we'll add a few more things to our warm-up and we'll also start practicing breathing tomorrow. Now, as promised, we've mainly focused on all the lifestyle practices, rules of healthy eating, what food is healthy for us, what is sattvic food, what is the lifestyle somebody with BP has to follow. We've seen all of this. Now is the time for us to experience whatever we've said. So now we've learned all the rules of healthy eating. Applying these rules, we are going to be eating a bowl of fruits. I hope people are ready with bowl of fruits. If you don't have a bowl of fruits ready, you can just close your eyes and meditate. And and whoever has bowl of fruits, please take the bowl of fruits in your hands. Take a moment. Take 2 minutes to bring a bowl of fruits. Take 2 minutes to bring bowl of fruits. So we have our bowl of fruits. I hope all of you all are ready. If you don't have your bowl of fruits, no problem. We're going to be playing grounding music. You can just close your eyes and you can visualize yourself mindfully eating your favorite dish. Okay? So before we move on to this practice, we're going to be teaching you one small mantra. I'm sure a lot of people know this. Because we are constantly doing some or the other activity, chanting a mantra, it can be any mantra, it can be your own religion, your own community, your own mantra, or just simply thanking God for the food that has been given to us. But saying thank you, chanting that mantra will automatically bring us out of that flight and fight mode and will take us into a rest and digest mode. So now, requesting all of you to close your eyes as I chant the mantra. You can please repeat it after me. Brahmarpanam,
Brahmarpanam,
Brahmahavi,
Brahmahavi,
Brahmagnau,
Brahmagno,
Brahmanahutam,
Brahmanahutam,
Brahmaiva Dena Gantarvyam,
Brahmaiva Dena Gandharvyam,
Brahma Karma Samadhina.
Brahma Karma Samadhina.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, God, for the food that you've blessed and given us today. Thank you, God, for everybody who have worked so hard for providing me this beautiful food on my plate. Gently open your eyes. People who have a fruit bowl, please eat the fruits, and for people who do not, gently keep your hands in Shin Mudra on your lap and close your eyes and continue meditating, please. Remember to chew 24 times, reminisce nicely, enjoy the flavor of the food in your mouth, observe all the taste, different taste your mouth is able to feel. No judgment. This is your time to enjoy your food. That's beautiful. I hope this enjoying the food this way felt different. So I can only see two people who are switched on the camera and who are eating. So I'd like to ask them, how does it feel? How did it feel? Do you feel any difference? How long has it been since you had food like this? Because honestly, when we itself do this, we feel very connected to the food. We feel like the food is talking to us. We feel like we're able to absorb the food better. So it feels like a very heavenly process. And yeah, Premlata ji says that there is a difference because it's such a beautiful thing, right? Who else in our life? We all agree that everything, even the pomegranate we're eating, the food that we're eating has life in it. Who else will offer themselves for us to be healthy? Not anybody, not our daughter, not our father, not our mother. but the food is offering itself. Is it rebelling? Is it saying, no, I'm not for you? It's offering itself to you. That also has life. It is becoming you. When something is offering itself to you, how grateful should we be for the food we eat? So from today, if other things and all, let us forget. Let us try. But this one thing, can we promise to ourselves that every meal, every grain we put into our mouth, we will eat it with gratitude, we will eat it with mindfulness, and we will eat it with utmost reverence. If this one thing we can change, if this one thing you can incorporate into your life, 100% you can combat, you can reset everything. Everything will automatically happen. So let us affirm, not just with food, let us mindfully conduct our lives. Life is not going anywhere. We all will do everything. Let's not be in that constant state of hurry, worry. Um, a favorite doctor of mine says, three things you have to reduce in your life: hurry, worry, curry. That's all. So, if we're able to just reduce these three things and abolish these three words in our life itself, our body can itself take care of itself. Okay. So, we're going to be sharing the protocol. In fact, we've also made a small protocol for you in terms of how somebody having BP, how do you have to conduct your life? So, waking up, we generally recommend a 5:30 a.m. or a 5:30 a.m. wake up. From tomorrow, you have classes at 6 o'clock, which means you have to wake up at 5:30. So we recommend that you wake up at 5:30, go for a small gentle walk in the morning and do oil pulling. And then we will do the MBA Pro blood pressure routine, which we are going to be teaching you from tomorrow. Using the DASH protocol and Sattvic food, have breakfast at 8:30 a.m. Check for stress, tension, and during work. If you feel that something is getting to you or if you feel stressful, take a break, do two pranayama practices, regulate your lifestyle, and then go back to doing your work. Then again, you will have your lunch using your DASH protocol at 1:30 a.m. If you're comfortable and if your body permits and allows, after suggestion of a doctor, you can even shift towards 2 meals a day, which is morning and evening. So that is also something which will really help you. Low sodium dinner, quinoa, roasted veggies, high potassium diet will really help. Herbal tea, hibiscus tea, definitely all of you all must be following. It definitely lowers in blood pressure. Please start monitoring salt intake throughout the day. Once you start monitoring, it will become a habit. We will teach you something called the magic healing visualization. It's a very powerful visualization technique, like I already told you. Tomorrow, we will learn the magic healing visualization. And before you go to the sleep in the night, you can perform your magic healing visualization. Please sleep by at least 9:30, 10, and avoid the usage of phones at least 1 to 1.5 hours before sleep. This really helps in ensuring that you get a good night, well rested sleep. So, this is the BP reset routine that we are all going to follow in the next five, not just for the next 5 days, but from tomorrow. And all of you all have given me affirmations that 100% we will be doing it. So, with that same motivation, thank you so much for staying throughout the call. We are going to be seeing tomorrow at 6 a.m. live on this BP Reset program. And we are going to start off with our asanas and pranayama practices.
So, thank you all once again for joining on this day one. Tomorrow onwards, it's going to be a warm up and the actual session that we will learn. So, please be ready with a yoga mat and a bottle of water and be present in the yoga mat by 5:50 so that we can start the session sharply by 6 a.m. Right? So, what is the secret to waking up early at like 5? Going to bed early. So, wish you all a very good night's sleep and see you all in the morning at 6 o'clock. Uh, Once again, a very thank you for everyone for joining the session.
Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow.